the main roles that Fred MacMurray and Frank Sinatra had. And those actors included James Cagney, Clark Gable, Cary Grant, and the Valley role that was played by Valley, they had Barbara Bel Geddes, Ingrid Bergman was considered, along with Joan Fontaine and Greer Garson. But it all worked out, and these were the stars, Fred MacMurray, Frank Sinatra, and Valley. Hope you enjoyed that hour-long Lux Radio Theater production. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we have a little 5-minute radio drama that I think you're really going to love for Christmas. Stick around. Lisa, I thought it would be fun to play this little sketch that is from a guest star program. Now, guest star was a 15-minute program. Roger Pryor stars in this. On December 21st, 1947, they had a guest star episode with a sketch called Is There a Santa Claus? And so we're going to play the 5-minute sketch from the 15-minute production. Here you go right now.
Is there a Santa Claus?
It was just the other evening that I dropped in for a quiet chat with some friends of mine. They're a couple of grand people, typical of so many of today's young married folks. And I won't deny that one of the reasons why I like to visit them was their little daughter, age 8, named Virginia. We're real pals, Virginia and I. She calls me her Uncle Roger, and I like it, too. Well, when the door opened the other night, there was no little 8-year-old to greet me. I was worried for a minute, thought she might be sick. But no, it wasn't anything like that. She was up in her room, and she wanted to see me. I could see from the look on her parents' faces that something was wrong, so I rushed right upstairs to find out. As I opened the door, I called out, "Hello, Virginia. What's going on here?"
Uncle Roger, oh, I'm so glad you've come.
Well, I promised you I'd be here again before Christmas time, so here I am. Hey, you've been crying. What's the trouble?
It's just that, well, at school today, that bad Tommy Wagner and Walter Royal, they said an awful thing.
They did they? What did they say?
I told Mama and Daddy about it, but they didn't answer right away like I wanted them to, so I wondered if maybe Tommy and Walter are right. You'll tell me for sure, won't you, Uncle Roger? For really sure?
Well, of course I will, Virginia, when I know what they said.
Well, they said there isn't any Santa Claus.
They did they? Well, no wonder you were upset. And so you want me to tell you the really honest-to-goodness truth, is that it?
Yes. Yes, Uncle Roger. The really honest-to-goodness truth.
Well, Virginia, your little friends are wrong. They've been affected by the skepticism of a skeptical age. They don't believe, except they see. They think that nothing can be which isn't comprehensible to their little minds. All minds, Virginia, whether they be men's or children's, are little. In this great universe of ours, man is a mere insect, an ant in his intellect, as compared with the boundless world about him, as measured by the intelligence capable of grasping the whole of truth and knowledge. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. He exists as certainly as love and generosity and devotion exist. And you know that they abound and give to your life its highest beauty and joy. How dreary would be the world if there was no Santa Claus. It would be as dreary as if there were no Virginias. There'd be no childlike faith then, no poetry, no romance to make tolerable this existence. We should have no enjoyment except in sense and sight. The eternal light with which childhood fills the world would be extinguished. Not believe in Santa Claus? Why, you might as well not believe in the fairies. You might get your daddy to hire men and watch in all the chimneys on Christmas Eve to catch Santa Claus, but even if they didn't see him coming down, what would that prove? Nobody sees him. But that's no sign there isn't any Santa Claus. The most real things in the world are those that neither children nor men can see. Did you ever see fairies dancing on the lawn? Of course not. But that's no proof they aren't there. Nobody can conceive or imagine all the wonders that are unseen and unseeable in the world. You can tear apart a baby's rattle and see what makes the noise inside. But there's a veil covering the unseen world which not the strongest man, nor even the united strength of all the strongest men that ever lived, can tear apart. Only faith, fancy, poetry, love, and romance can push aside the curtain and picture the supernal beauty and glory beyond. Is it all real? Virginia, in all this world, there's nothing else real and abiding. No Santa Claus. Thank God he lives and lives forever. 1,000 years from now, Virginia, yes, 10 times 10,000 years from now, he'll continue to make glad the heart of childhood.
Thank you, Roger Pryor.
And that's Is There a Santa Claus? 5-minute sketch from Guest Star from December 21st, 1947. Roger Pryor is the star of that. Hope you enjoyed that. Well, Lisa, that's about a wrap for this edition of the WGN Radio Theater.
But we'll be back next Saturday. We've got a shortened show next Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to be starting at midnight until 3 a.m. So we've got 3 great hours of classic radio next Saturday night.
Well, then I guess we won't play Dragnet. So I guess we'll play My Favorite Husband and then an hour-long Lux Radio Theater. How's that sound?
That sounds like a great night.
So we start at midnight next week?
Correct.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
All right, but we'll still be here.
All right, we'll see you next week, folks. Thanks for listening.